We all at some point in our life know that, we all at some point in our life or in the future will come across facing a tragedy of losing a loved one. We all know that it's part of life, so it's going to happen to us. But we all hope that once we, like, it's our turn to die, you know, we hope that our death is pain-free and fast. We hope that we don't get any terminal diseases. According to the Science Health Association, terminal illness is a condition that is reasonably expected to result in the death of patients with a relatively short period of time, whether medical treatment received or not. To name a few, terminal illnesses could be pancreatic cancer and ALS. ALS is a terminal illness, and according to the ALS Association, fighting against ALS states that it's a neurodegenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. The motor neurons and the brain slowly die, and it causes our muscle movement to be lost and later totally paralyzes us. It's not a pleasant death for anybody to have, which brings me to my proposition. Euthanasia is necessary to relieve pain of those with terminal illnesses or those in need. According to the World Book Encyclopedia, euthanasia is a practice of painlessly putting to death people who have incurable, painful, or distressing disease of handicap. It comes from the Greek word for good and death. It's commonly called mercy killing. My first point is that euthanasia is needed because it spares the patient the pain and suffering that may be part of the dying process and grants the patient a merciful, easy death. It benefits the patient that has advanced terminal illness, which is causing unbearable suffering, or if the patient has a great physical handicap that is so restricted restricting that they cannot tolerate limited existence. Another benefit to this is that if they're suffering to an extreme, in many countries there's shortage in hospital space. So if these people are suffering to an extent that they'd rather die, why not let them and use the medicine that they're giving to them to other people that can still have a possibility of surviving. Euthanasia proves relief when a person's quality of life is low. The pain and suffering a person feels during a disease, even with pain relievers, can be incomprehensible to a person who has not gone through it. Even without considering the physical pain, it is often difficult for patients to overcome the emotional pain of losing their independence. I read a couple of articles and videos of people that suffer from terminal illnesses, and there was one that really caught my attention. It was from CBS, and it happened on December 10th of last year, 2008, and it was the first time that they ever televised death. So Professor Craig Edward, who suffered from motor neuron disease, which is a disease that would slowly invade his body by prohibiting to speak, walk, breathe, swallow, and stop his movement, so completely paralyzing him and then make him die. So he stated a few hours before his death that if he continued to live, he would only inflict suffering to his family, become increasingly reliant on his wife, and become more stressed and then die. So he would inflict much more, he would have much more pain and inflict pain to others and then die. So he would just wanted to cut that out and then just die. He said that this would be a dignified death for him, and it was his choice. Before the deathbed, he would be set up, and before the deathbed was set up, he had to prove he was currently under no medication, and medically prove he his terminal disease was, and it was also it's on YouTube or CBS. And this was done in Switzerland. Another one that is current to and it's still in debate is that Chantal Severe, a French 52-year-old woman, requested euthanasia because she had an incurable tumor attacking her nose and sinus, and it left her disfigured, blind, and without sense of smell or taste, and in terrible pain. She was requesting euthanasia, but it's denied her, so she's still arguing about it that she wants it. Statistics show that doctors help terminally ill patients end their life by practicing euthanasia. The Gallup polls in 2006 said that 56% of Americans support that doctors should help patients end their life with euthanasia, and 38% do not. Surveys consist show that people would rather die at home with loved ones and not in pain. But in reality, many don't die this way. But only 1/4 of us die at home, and too many of us die alone and in pain. 30 to 80% suffer needlessly. This is why euthanasia is necessary, and it will cause relief to all those in pain and in need of it. Surveys, polls, facts, and testimonies have been given to demonstrate my proposition.